Okay, so I've been pescatarian for best part of 3 years, and I was vegetarian for a year and a half before that. Pescatarian basically means cop-out vegetarian. It means you keep eating fish because you're too busy to adopt a proper balanced lifestyle in order to get correct nutrients, and I knew that as a cop-out, and I knew that that was a bit lax, and so for a long time I knew I was going to take fish out of my diet and eventually milk and milk products. And what happened was, start of this year, Suzanne, my other half, and me, we went to Puerto Rico, and we had a bit more time to relax, wind down, think about things. And to be honest, I just came to the conclusion that I didn't want to have any animal products anymore. It was a kind of decision I came to because of animal suffering and because of the damage it has to the environment. You can find about all of these things in other clips. You can just go search on YouTube if you're into that. But I'm not going to go talking about that because you've got your reasons for doing things you do, I've got mine as well. But one thing I have found as a result of it is that there are incredible health benefits to eating a plant-based diet. I say plant-based because I think the word vegan has a lot of bad connotations to it, and I think it might be too dogmatic. I think it's quite possible for someone to follow a plant-based diet for health reasons and frankly not give two shits about animals. If that's their bag, that's their bag. I mean, as I say, I care about the animal suffering, but it doesn't have to be a motivation. So I think vegan might be the wrong word to describe what I'm doing. But what we have found out is that there's loads of good benefits from eating just plant-based whole foods. I'm going to talk about some of those things I've been finding out over the coming videos, but for now I just wanted to just show you some of the things that we've discovered over the last few weeks. Been quite exciting. A few of the big changes, definitely what's in the fridge. We used to eat a lot of milk, a lot of cheese, a lot of eggs. Most vegetarians do. But now we've used to look is clearly no milk, no cheese. The mandatory tofu. Got calcium fortified orange juice. Trying out a few different brands of soy milk. This is So Good soy milk. It's particularly good because it's very high in calcium. All non-GMO as well, I must add. Suzanne was interested in rice milk, and so she's tried that out. Up here you'll see there's some eggs. A couple of weeks ago we got a bit scared. There's a lot of anti-vegan, anti-vegetarian propaganda out there. The fact is you can get ill if you follow a plant-based diet, but you can get ill if you eat junk food, and that's basically the score. As long as you watch what you eat sensibly, and you research nutrition and eat appropriately, I think it'll be quite fine. So we've got these just in case. The truth is we're not even going to eat them. We're going to give them to our friend Jamie tomorrow, if we can't persuade him to stop eating eggs. And then, so yep, there's more calcium fortified drinks in there, soya and orange juice. The orange juice is really good because it's also a source of vitamin C, which helps you absorb the calcium. And here we can see we've got our leafy greens, we've got some kale, some bok choy, loads of nice fresh veggies. This here, broccoli, very much our friend, excellent source of iron, really important to Suzanne in particular. So those are definitely big changes. We were eating fruit and veg before, but certainly not in these quantities, and we weren't thinking so much about berries, which we are now thinking more about, which I think, hummus of course. I think that brings us nicely onto this thing here, which is a juicer. We went and bought this because we realised that if we're going to be going for plant-based nutrition, we're going to need to get a wider assortment of fruit and veg. And so we thought about smoothies as a whole raw food movement, which we're not really getting into. We are adopting some of those practices, but we are still cooking our foods and not just doing a raw diet, although it is evident that there's a lot of benefits to that as well. Other changes are in the cupboards. We now have a lot of nuts. We always ate quite a lot of nuts, but now we've actually got assortments of nuts, and we think about nuts a lot more. Also got things like dried dates and figs, good sources of iron as well. And all of these nuts have got excellent sources of oils that you need in order to maintain balanced omega levels. This is excellent. Got this off the Vegan Society UK website, and these are chewable tablets. Basically make sure that your vitamin B12 levels stay up, because if they don't stay up you're going to be in big trouble, and you're going to end up basically getting high cholesterol and having a whole wealth of other medical problems. So that's the main thing. If you're cutting out dairy, if you're thinking cutting out dairy, we've only been doing this a few weeks, but we've already read loads of literature, done loads of research. keep your vitamin B12 levels up. I would advise supplements in the short term, and I would probably stamp supplements in the long term from what I've been reading, but some people do try and get it from microbiotics, I think that's what they're called, but I'm going to stick with that. These are fantastic. These are mixed seeds, really good again. We've got sesame, pumpkin, a couple other seeds in here, really good for getting your omegas. One thing I will point out as well is, as a means of making sure we're getting our oils, we've got these kind of things. This is Udo formula. What's the dude's name? Udo Erasmus. He knows everything about oil. In fact, he wrote this book here, Fats That Heal, Fats That Kill. I've not read this. My friend Sat recommended I read it, and I certainly will. But he's got his own oil as well. Busy man. Stick a bit of that on your salad. This is what we're currently into. This is lush because you just have 1 teaspoon a day. Sorted. Don't have to worry about your omegas after that. Of course, we're still getting loads of omegas from the foods we're doing, but while we're making transition, we're making sure that we've got supplements just to be safe. The other cupboard, of course, changes here. Are you seeing lots of beans? And I don't know how to pronounce this. We call it quinoa. Do you know how to pronounce this? Quinoa? Quinoa, perhaps? I don't know. But and chickpeas and things like that. We're going for whole grain everything. Try not to get processed foods because it's a waste of time. They end up costing your body more energy than they give your body. So don't eat anything that's refined, because basically all the good parts have been stripped out, and then your body's got to work harder to process what little nutrients it can scavenge from what you've put into it. Okay, olive oil as well. Not a problem for us, we've always cooked with olive oil, excellent stuff. And then here we've got the sprouts that Suzanne's been sprouting. That's alfalfa. I'm not certain what this one is. What's this one? Mustard seed or something? Suzanne's been really quiet. But we're going to get better at doing these. I used to sprout a few years ago, and I used to really like doing lentils and chickpeas and things like this. It's really hard to find a good shop around here. The other thing we found really handy, and it's making us really happy, is there's this excellent wall chart here, which we got from the Vegan Society website UK. And if we was to look at any one group, what you've got your fats, proteins, vitamin groups, mineral groups, and this lady here, what's her name? I know Liz, I can't remember her name, but she's famous, and it's probably sacrilege that I'm saying what's her name, but I never heard of her until a week ago. But I'm very grateful for her chart. And she draws all of the various foods that fit into each of those groups. And it's really rewarding because you can have a meal and afterwards go and check the chart and just look at what you've covered. And I think that's the main thing with what Suzanne and me are doing. We're realising we're becoming a lot more aware of our health. We're reading books that explain more about how the body works, what foods we need to process it, and we're learning more about how to ensure that we cover all those bases that are essential for a long and happy and healthy lifetime. And the reason that I want to do this is partly because I just fancy vlogging about something, and I want a chance to use iWeb on the Mac, and in other videos I will be talking about my love of Apple and music. You never know, I might play some songs or something. But the other reason I want to do this is just to help get as much information out there about this as possible, because we were listening to a radio program just now, and it backs up all the literature we've been reading, which is 80 to 90% of all illnesses and diseases could be cut out or reversed by following a plant-based diet instead of a meat-based diet. And I'm not getting into the ethics. I don't care whether you're compassionate about animals or not. All I want to talk about is the health benefits that can be gained from eating properly and being aware of how the body's meant to function. And so as I go through that journey, because obviously I'm a complete layman, I don't know nothing, I've never considered any of these things, I thought it just might be nice to share that with you, along with the other people who are sharing their experiences as well. So hopefully some people might have some questions and find some answers for those here, or just, it's a bit like turning up to your French class, you haven't done your homework. It's nice if someone else hasn't done it in the queue as well before you go in. So perhaps there's some more of you starting out along this journey as well, and want to at least see some other guys making mistakes or learning or getting excited even along the way. So yeah, I'll keep posting up. I hope you come back, and yeah.